So hey guys, welcome to another training session. Yeah, I've been missing those deadlifts lately, and because of that I said to myself, okay, let's get back into the movement. It's not only an enormous exercise for training your grip strength, but it's a big back builder, and most people forget about that. So besides pull-ups, which is more sort of the thing that goes into the width, I think with deadlifts it's sort of both, depending on your grip. So depending on whether you choose a normal grip or a wider grip. But nevertheless, it's not about gaining this width right now. It's more about putting flesh on the back, so to speak. And this is something I haven't been doing besides training deadlifting, because it's not so important for me. However, as I said, I want to become a little bit more massive in order to become stronger when I go back to full grip training with hardcore grippers and short steel bars and everything else like that. So we're gonna do basically the same thing as we were doing it for powerlifting, but of course with much lesser weight. Now there's only 50 kg on the bar right now, two 20 kg plates, 10 kg the bar itself, so 15 total. And we're gonna go for, let's say, 200 reps. Not in a row, of course, but 200 reps in total. And if I feel like my cardio is still there, I try to go up to 300, right? So, but we will see, because it's really about the full range of motion. I try to do a touch and go, but with a full lockout. So no semi deadlifts or something like that, real deadlifts. And this time I have shoes on, which will be a slight disadvantage, of course, but I'm not going for my 1 rep max, so I chose the more comfortable version. I go with a normal grip, so the normal grip I usually use. And I would say, here we go, and let's go for our first set. So 25 is absolutely fine for the first rep. Now, what might happen, of course, is that my grip fails me. Now I hope this doesn't happen, because if your grip fails you on this exercise, you either need to use straps, which I do not have and do not want to use, or you simply have to end the session. Now obviously this is also a good leg exercise, a good cardio exercise, but I'm focusing on that back right now. And I don't want to lose the movement pattern completely, so therefore it's also important for me to do the deadlifts. Now here we go. 50. Whew. So now it will be steps of 10s. So each set with 10 reps max. But I wanted to get the first 50 done as soon as possible to make the session as short as possible. Now you also see that because it's my home gym and I don't have thick enough mats on the floor, that my touch and go is a little bit slower than it should be. The reason for it is, you heard it, when I drop the weight too fast, it might break the floor. So that is a disadvantage for you, of course, because if you need to keep the weight a little bit longer in your hands because you're letting it down more slowly, this again takes more out of you. So yeah, the fast touch and go is not really possible here, but it's still a touch and go. So now when we reach the 100, I'm really excited to see how my grip holds up to that. So 60. So remember, 200 reps with 50 kg in one session would be 10 tons, 10,000 kilo, guys. $10,000 So it is no joke, especially if you're doing it as fast as possible. So let's go for the 70. And of course with my signature double overhand grip. I think I will never ever use the mixed grip, although it is the more efficient way, because you can climb up the weight ladder, the step, the progress. You can climb up the huge hill that is in front of you in terms of sheer weight that you have to deadlift more quicker, more easily. But it's simply too dangerous for me. I neither want my right bicep to tear nor my left one, because I need them both. So yeah, I live with this disadvantage that I'm only doing a double overhand, and besides that, it's better for grip anyway. So you see a lot of people who are really huge at deadlifting with straps or even with a mixed grip, but when they have to do a double overhand or without straps, then you see that they fail. And the reason is when you're doing it with straps or in a mixed grip position, it doesn't really matter whether the bar rotates a bit and you're having straps on, or if it does not rotate, you haven't got any straps on, but it doesn't rotate because you keep it from rotating by holding it in this position. $100, guys. Whew. Now, sometimes you exaggerate, you overdo it, and that's what I did. I wanted to reach the 100 fairly quickly. Now it's about the next 100. And I don't know, guys, I think we should keep it at 200. Because 300 would be 15 tons. And I've never lifted 15 tons in one session. 10 tons was always my max in one session. And that was a long one. That was the one that took me about an hour and a half. Because I used higher weights and less repetitions, of course. So, deadlifting with lower weights but huge amount of repetitions is of course a perfect exercise for grip endurance. Not for maximum grip strength, of course, but for grip endurance. And that is also very important, because how do you want to close a gripper more than twice in a row, and that being a fairly tough one if you don't have any grip endurance. So yeah, one half is done, one half is left. Let me see what the time says. Oh, only 13 minutes with talking, with breaks. So you can basically say that's a PR for me, because when I started doing 100 reps with a certain weight, I think it was either 50 or 60 kg, and it really took me about an hour. Now this took me, with talking, with breaks and everything, less than 10 minutes, so to speak, because I was talking 2 minutes before I even started. So you could basically say that's also a PR for me. And this will be a big PR if we ever reach the point of 200 reps. I never went past 100, so that itself is exciting to me. And I feel it in my legs and everywhere. So yeah, let's simply go with a set of 10 again and see how it feels. One 10. Now imagine you're doing this now with 50 kg. Next time you're doing it with 60 kg. And of course it will take you longer, and it will definitely take more breaks. But imagine then you're doing it with 70 kg. Then someday with 80 kg. And everything in a really short amount of time, so to speak. Now, how easy would it be then for you to do a triple or a quadruple set of, well, maybe 3, 4 or 5 sets with 120, for example? It will be so easy once you go up there. Now, of course, you have to listen to your body too. So, normally, the first thing that really starts to become very painful, besides your abs obviously, is your bicep. And if you feel like it's about to tear, stop it, okay? It's not worth going more or going beyond the point you already went. And yeah, I'm about to see my biceps tire after each set, but there's still enough left for me to continue. And therefore I'm going to say, let's go for 130. See, and the beauty is, once you have enough fat, I repeat myself, I know, but once you have enough fat on your body, you can go for supersets like that without being afraid of having nothing left for actually muscle building. No, all that fat is used to build muscle. It is the energy you need. So you only need to make sure you get enough protein in any way, shape or form. And even if you might lose a little bit of muscle mass, you will still look more defined, much drier, much better. But it won't happen, because if you come from powerlifting, there was no hypertrophy involved and you still got some muscle mass, right? And if you're now here focusing on that, well, guess what? Then you become even bigger. So 140. And this exercise, again, has a huge afterburn effect. So I'm using some carbs, as I said, pre-workout and intra-workout with an isotonic drink, but I'm not using right now carbs, well, at least until 4 or 5 hours after my training session, because I want my body to get rid of the carbs I'm taking in right now, and also get rid of the fat that is available for my body as an energy source. So 150. So 50 left, guys. I think we can make it actually. We should just stay with a set of 10 repetitions, and everything should be fine. Yeah. Also an immense cardio workout. The reason why I haven't shown you things like being on the cross trainer or on the bike or whatever is simply because I want to use, as I said, my reserves for bodybuilding, for muscle mass building. And if I do conditioning only, basic slow type cardio only, it won't help me that much with actually muscle building. I will lose fat faster, of course, but it won't help me in terms of muscle building, right? Maybe only here in my legs, but that's why I've shown you more strengthening and conditioning type of stuff, bodybuilding stuff, or even like last time boxing. And once you see, okay, there's basically nothing left, I will go over to cardio and shed the rest of the fat away. Yeah, that's the plan. And where we go from there on out is still not clear. I want to go back to grip with grippers and with short steel bending, but depending on the global situation, nobody really knows. Because I have so many wishes, so many dreams, it's incredible. $160. Yeah, if you're used to these to these higher weights, much higher weights that you're using in powerlifting, the weight is nothing for you. But as I said, your cardio might not be there any longer because you did what I did and simply focused on power only. So that is what you have to deal with when you go back to bodybuilding, mass building, stuff like that. Let's do 170. So, yeah. I'm already thinking about the meat I'm gonna eat right after the session. But you know what? It really feels good to include cardio again because you simply feel healthier. You feel it in your body. No matter what people say, if they say cardio is not needed, cardio doesn't get you anywhere. Well, it keeps you alive. That's the most important thing, because you need a healthy cardiovascular system in order for you to be able to lift those heavy loads. And second, you will feel much healthier all around, and it will give you stamina, which can give you, or definitely will give you, benefits once you go back to something like powerlifting, and you're not only doing one set, but you're doing actually multiple sets of a squat, of a bench, and of a deadlift. And yeah, so I think excluding cardio for 3 years and then going back to more cardio oriented stuff is no shame. So 190. So now it's 190. So 10 more left, guys. This is, by the way, a good exercise if you're still tired in your back from your boxing session, like the one I did, for example, the last time, which is the case, although this was the day before yesterday, but it's really good if you're a little bit pre-tired, not that much, but a little bit, and you go and finish the job here with the deadlift. Yes, 200, guys. Now I could go for more, but I don't want to. That is an appreciable number, and that is enough for me. Just make sure, guys, you always fully lock out, otherwise you're not getting the most of it. It's basically the same with each exercise. It's always the same. Always train the whole range of motion. And if you know that your lower back is done after such an exercise, you know that you've been locking out. So, see you the next time, guys, and thank you for watching as always.